Yeah. So hello everyone. My name is Pratham. So today we are going to make a counter project where we'll be able to increase the value of a variable by 1 or 2 as we want. We will decrement the value and we can also reset the value to its initial state. So let's get started. As you can see, there is a simple HTML page I have created with a title and with all tags of HTML, header tag and body tag, and a script tag where we'll be coding for a JavaScript and making button functions on. So yeah, let's get started. So first of all, what should we need? We need a variable. So let's take a h1 tag and make a variable 0. And if I will save this, let's get to the browser. You can see here variable is coming 0. So let me pass a id to it. Id, let's name it as a number. So I have passed id to it, and now we will access this id in our script tag. So first of all, we will create a document dot query selector, and we will pass the id. We have id, so we will use hash and we will pass number. So where do we want to store? We want to store this id somewhere, so let us name a variable num. So we will store this id here. So if we will see, so we got it, and now we will make three buttons. So although on which we will, if we will click the button, it will increment the value. If we are going to make a new button or decrement, where we will decrease the value, and a reset button where we'll be able to reset the value back to 0. Let us make a button. We will pass a function. So let us pass later on. So first of all, I will name it increment. Similarly, I will make one more button. I will name it spelling mistake, decrement. And now again I will make a button, reset. So I got 3 buttons. So if I will save this button, I will go to browser, I will refresh. Now you can see I have 3 functions, but no, there's no working with them because we don't have provided any function to them or anything to them, so they will work. So let's create that also. So first of all, we will create here. First of all, we will make a function like function, and we will name this function as increment, and simple function, as you know. And we will take a variable here, variable counter the value, and we will initialize the same state as we want, like of this to this same state we will give, or we will do it one. We should also do with this one also. So function increment, what we want to do on this, we will want the counter to increase its value by 1, and similarly we want to store this value here. We want to show 1 here also. So we will take this id, and we have taken this id here in variable num. So we will say num dot inner text is equals to counter. Simple. We got it. Now what function we have passed is increment. So what we want, that on click of this button, I want to pass a function which is known as increment, which is I have passed there also, increment function. So we'll pass this function. So yeah, let's save this account and let's refresh this. Yeah, see, you can see when we are clicking on increment, it is increasing the value by 1. But decrement, they are not function because we have not applied any function to them. So let us do that also. So I have created one function, so I will create one more function, and I will name it as decrement. So here I want to decrease the value of the counter by 1, so I will say counter minus, and same I will pass this value here also, num dot inner text. What does inner text basically do? It changes the value here. It is going and it taking the inner text value of number, and it is changing its value, and so yeah, here will become counter as you're changing the place. And now we will make one more function for reset. function, oh sorry, let me do this whole function. Then we will do it reset, and what I want this to reset to do, let's set counter is equals to 0, and I will similarly do num dot inner text is equals to counter. Yeah, so I have passed these two functions. Now similarly I will do here also on click is equals to decrement, similarly here, and I will do this here also on click reset. So yeah, as we have done this, so let me save this. Let us go here, we will refresh this. So increment is still working, we will decrement, now it is decreasing, and I will increase it 5, and when I reset it sets to 0 again. Increment, decrement, increment, reset. So yeah, it is very basic project for especially for beginners. Beginners can try this project, and on their own also they can take help from this code. And so basically what I have done, I have passed a number h1 0 with the id number, and I have got access of this id here in variable num. I have stored all this id from a function called query selector. You can take any function .document.get element by id, or this. Basically I use query selector because it can be passed class also here. So I have initialized a counters variable counter 0, and I have made 3 functions: increment, decrement, and reset. In increment we are increasing the count by 1 and passing that counter value directly to the num.innerText, which is directly reflecting here. And similarly in decrement we are decreasing the value and passing the value, and in reset we are setting the counter to 0 and then passing the value to the counter. So you can see basically it is small code and small function. So you can try this out, and see you in the next one. Thank you.